Not at all old, my dear, just 3/4 of a century past, young enough to be married. Teeth have fallen off and the ears have weakened, the eyes don't see clearly, and the neck is not steady. A few silver hair, rest of the head is nicely bald, and with the load of the age, the waist is a little bent. Not at all old, my dear, just 3/4 of a century past. You may not believe this, but this is the description of a groom to be. And he is planning to get married to a young girl 14 years old. And none other than her own father and greedy middlemen are trying to fix this marriage. This is the plot of the play Sangeet Sharada. We are going to get acquainted with this important play in the 18th episode of Granth Yatra. Come then, let us go to the theatre. Until the early 20th century, girls would be married off at a very young age in Maharashtra and in most other parts of India. A girl would have to get married and leave for her matrimonial home before attaining puberty, and by the age of 15 or 16 years, she would have to face the added responsibility of motherhood. Marriage and pregnancy, even before the body had attained full maturity, would often lead to disease and early death. And after the death of not just one, but even a series of wives, the men at times would be ready for marriage even after reaching old age. Sangeet Sharada, the revolutionary play based on this burning social issue of the time, was written by Govinda Ballar Deval in 1899. As this was the first play based truly on a social issue, the honor of laying the foundation of the Marathi theatre based on social issues goes to Deval. This playwright spent his early childhood at Haripur near the town of Sangli in Maharashtra. When he went to Belgaum for attending middle school, he came in contact with the celebrated theatre personality Annasaheb Kirloskar. That's when Deval joined the Kirloskar Natak Mandali and entered the world of theatre. At the Kirloskar Theatre Company, he performed the role of a writer, actor, and director for many years. Later, he established the Aryodharak Natak Mandali, and towards the end of his life, he joined the Gandharva Natak Mandali started by Bal Gandharva. In all, Deval composed 7 plays, 3 adapted from English plays, 3 from Sanskrit plays, and 1 original. He wrote the play Durga based on Isabella, an adaptation by David Garrick of Thomas Southern's play The Fatal Marriage. He wrote Zunzar Rao based on Shakespeare's Othello and Phalgun Rao based on Arthur Murphy's All in the Wrong and Molière's Goneril. He brought these Western plays to the Marathi theatre. Later, he adapted the play Phalgun Rao for Gandharva Natak Mandali as the musical Sanshay Kallol, which became hugely popular. Deval wrote Mruchakatik based on the Sanskrit play by the same name and originally written by Shudrak. Vikramoorvashiya based on the play by Kalidas and Shapasambram based on Banabhatta's Kadambari are his other plays based on Sanskrit creations. But it was his original play Sangeet Sharada that proved to be unique both in terms of literary and performance qualities. The incidents and dialogues in this play provide a true glimpse of the period when it was written. Through powerful characterization, Deval depicts the contemporary women who stepped out of their homes only for events such as weddings in the family or pilgrimage, young men who devoted their lives to the emerging trends of social reform, and the orthodox priests who supported harmful social customs to fulfill their greed for wealth. In the very first act, the audience is introduced to Bhujanganath, who is eager to marry a young girl despite his old age, idealist Kodand, and an intelligent Sharada. The following dialogue between Sharada and her friends occurs the day after the rich moneylender Sudam marries a 10-year-old girl. Kodand, who happens to be visiting the same temple, overhears this dialogue. Mandakini: Your father was saying, Sharada, that although the groom is a widower, he is not very old. Vallari, do you mean Sharada's father? But of course, he is the local priest of Sudam the moneylender. He would not call him old. In fact, he would describe him as quite young. And since he has let Sharada reach the age of 14, I think he plans to wed her to a similar old groom. But why should I say such things with my own mouth? Kodand, what? Sharada is yet to get married, and these girls seem to think that her father plans to give her away to an old person. Janvi, Sharada, I say, even if Sudam the moneylender was old, at least he could have been better looking. But did you see how he looked when he was dressed as the groom? Oh, such a cute child. That shapeless nose, those two monstrous teeth protruding like plows on the cylinders of his lips, the cataract in his left eye, that spotted face like a burnt pancake, and his color, better not mention, like a piece of coal coated in soot. And did you notice how he walked? Like this. Sharada, hush, I don't even want to think about him. When the hymns were over and the priest removed the sacred cloth held between them, were you there, Narmada? The bride had one look at him and was horrified. Seeing that fearsome ghost, she screamed. My heart was singed and in pain my mind writhed. But her father, like a foe from the past, had no pity but hit her with fists. I see that terrified, pitiful face day and night, and I weep when it wakes me up with a start. Vallari, O God, spare us from being born women. I say, how could that man hit his own daughter? Kodand, O Lord, I wish I was present at the time. The characterization in this play is very powerful. The following dialogue reveals the true personalities of Bhujanganath, who is restless to get married to a virgin, and Dikshit, who is helping him to fulfill his desire in return for money. Bhadreshwar, it has been 4 years since your wife passed away. You are well off and you wish to get married. Then how come you have not acted upon that wish till now? You could have looked for a girl and Bhujanganath, I know, but who says I have not tried? I engaged several middlemen, but they all turned out to be fools. That is why I have now engaged your services. So tell me, will you look for a girl for me? Bhadreshwar, I will. But, Bhujanganath, why this but again and again? Why don't you clearly state what is stopping you? Bhadreshwar, I will. What is stopping me is the thought of money. Bhujanganath, but I have already promised to spend whatever amount is required. Bhadreshwar, I heard that. But there's one more thing. You will not be able to find any girl around this Sangampur. Since you have got these artificial teeth, and because of other reasons too, everyone knows that you are too old. So we will have to go beyond this town, perhaps even 100 miles away. Are you ready for that? Bhujanganath, of course. I am even willing to go as far as Kashi and Prayag. A play based on a social issue has the danger of being boring. But because he is a skilled writer, Deval does not let that happen. Without compromising the seriousness of the main topic, he maintains an easy and natural flow of comedy throughout the play. Even the melodies in this play became very famous. Songs such as the following are remembered by the audience even today. I remember the days of childhood again and again. Times such as those never return in life. Or, what a girl wants is a civilized, fair, pleasant, and young man, a clever, accomplished, and handsome husband. When teasing Sharada, her friends say, She will be the queen of a rich husband, and what a show it will be! A new bungalow to live in with flowers blossoming around and many maids ready to carry out her command. Or, bring the fan of Khas, make haste. The sun makes this delicate queen uneasy. Look, she is speechless. Deval was a reformist. An important component of his plays are the women characters. The specialty of Sangeet Sharada is that even when the women in this play are dependent on men because of their circumstances, they speak out fearlessly against the injustice meted out to them. They point out the adverse effects of this injustice and oppose it with logical arguments. They condemn the patriarchal dominance and express their anger against it. The very first episode between Sutradhar and Nati sets the stage for this theme. In fact, Nati is representative of the women characters in this play. When Sutradhar tells her that women's wisdom is limited to the hearth and that they don't understand the deep relation between cause and effect, she retorts, "It is much better that we don't understand these things, because it is quite evident what spectacular deeds intelligent men do even when they understand the relations between cause and effect." Didn't that old man Sudam the moneylender look at the relation between cause and effect when he spent a fortune to get married to a young 10-year-old? These are indeed very bad times for us women. When Sharada's mother learns that Sharada's father Kanchan Bhatt is planning to get her married to an old man, to satisfy his greed for money, she fights with him. She tells him that a mother has an equal right to decide the future of her daughter. Kanchan Bhatt: again a retort, again, impudent girl, how dare you complain against this match? How dare you say his wealth is a pretense? How dare you question my decision? As if you have a choice to choose your husband. You must go where I lead you with a noose around your neck, and to whomsoever I sell you. Indira Kaku: indeed, my daughter is not a cow in the cowshed to be sold with a noose around her neck. Kanchan Bhatt: are you trying to take her side? You are the one who spoiled her. How else does she have the courage to talk back? Indira Kaku: a sick person will naturally ask for medicine. But if that old man no longer wants her because she is outspoken, then well and good. My daughter doesn't want such a bear for her husband. Kanchan Bhatt: I will give away my daughter to him because of his wealth. What do I care for your opinion? Indira Kaku: how can you say you will give her away? I won't let you. It's all right even if she never gets married. I'll care for her all my life, but won't let you sell her for money. I don't want any gain in return for my daughter. We should marry her only where she will find happiness. Even the protagonist of the play reminds the lecherous Bhujanganath not to cross the limit of propriety, reminds her mother to abide by her love and duty, and even doesn't spare her harsh father. She tells her mother not to sell her own daughter and asks, why are you planning to give me away to a person who is almost on his deathbed? When talking to her father, her words are full of sarcasm. When he pretends that he will miss her when she leaves home after marriage, she says, of course you will miss me, but try to manage your sorrow by looking at the ball of gold that you will receive in return. It will also light up our house for sure. The women in this play not only articulate their opposition to injustice, but also try to take action in whatever way they can. Sharada's friends alert her well in advance that her would-be husband is an old man and urge her to approach her mother to find a way out of the planned wedding. They also plead with her mother not to let this marriage take place. The women are well aware that what is happening is wrong and they must resist it. This play helped prepare the minds of the people in a manner that is necessary before any revolution. Or it is also possible that Deval witnessed this transformation taking place in the minds of the people and he skillfully depicted it in his play. Let us hear more about the effects of this play from Professor Tushar Chandwadkar.
संगीत शारदा गोविंद बल्लाळ देवल यांचं मराठीतील अतिशय गाजलेलं नाटक 1899 साली देवलांनी हे नाटक लिहिलं. मराठीतील पहिलं सामाजिक नाटक म्हणून या नाटकाकडे पाहिलं जातं. प्रश्न इथे हा निर्माण होतो की दरड कुमारी विवाह म्हणजे वयोवृद्ध व्यक्ती आणि कुमारी यांचा विवाह ही त्या काळातील अतिशय अनिष्ट अशी जी चाल होती. या संदर्भाने मराठी त्यापूर्वी नाटकं लिहिली गेली नाहीत का? नाही, नाटकं लिहिली गेलीत. विभा देशपांडे यांनी आपल्या नाट्यकोशामध्ये याची खूप वस्तुनिष्ठ अशी मांडणी केली. पु.भा. डोंगरे यांचं दरोड उद्धार 1890चं आहे. मोची शिंगणे यांचं कन्या विक्र दुष्परिणाम ही नाटक लिहिलं गेलंय. वाना डोंगरे यांचं संगीत वसंतोत्सव ही नाटक या विषयावर लिहिलं गेलंय. म्हणजेच देवलांनी हे नाटक या विषयावरचं नाटक लिहिण्याच्या पूर्वी या विषयावर नाटकं मराठीत आली तरी पण असं का झालं की देवलांच्या या नाटकाला अतिशय प्रसिद्धी मिळाली? याचं मुख्य कारण म्हणजे देवलांना तात्कालिक समाजस्थितीचं त्यातील समस्यांचं नेमकं भान होतं. ती समस्या नाट्यरूपाने आणि समर्थपणे मांडण्याचं कौशल्य आणि सामर्थ्य त्यांच्याजवळ होतं आणि यामुळे हे नाटक यापूर्वीच्या विषयांच्या नाटकापेक्षा सरस ठरलं. या नाटकाच्या संदर्भामध्ये अजून आपल्याला काही गोष्टी महत्त्वाच्या सांगता येतात. त्या म्हणजे श्रीना बनहट्टी यांनी असं मत मांडलं गेलेलं आहे की शारदा हे जे नाटक स्वतंत्र म्हटलं जातं तसं स्वतंत्र नाही. तर फ्रेंच नाटककार मोलिएर याच्या लाव्हार म्हणजे कवडी चुंबक या नाटकावर ते आधारलेलं आहे. श्रीना बनहट्टींनी स्पष्ट केलंय की युरोपात त्या काळात हुंड्याची प्रथा होती, हुंड्याची चाल होती आणि त्याच्यामुळे या नाटकातील जी आशयता जी आहे ती आणि संगीत शारदा याच्यातील त्यांना साधर्म्य वाटतं, काही पात्रांमध्ये साधर्म्य वाटतं आणि म्हणून सामाजिकता, स्वाभाविकता आणि शाश्वत भावनांवर हे नाटक आधारलेलं असल्यामुळे हे नाटक वेगळं ठरलं असं श्रीना बनहट्टी यांनी स्पष्ट केलेलं आहे. यामध्ये शारदेची व्यक्तिरेखा ही मराठी साहित्यात अजरामर ठरली. चारुता गोखले या नाट्य संगीत आणि नाट्य रसात्मक त्या विषयावरच्या अभ्यासिका म्हणतात की या नाटकाचं विशेष काय तर याच्यातील जे कथानक आहे सुटसुटीत कथानक आहे. कथानकामध्ये कोणत्याही प्रकारची गुंतागुंत आणि क्लिष्टता देवलांनी आणलेली नाही. लक्षात घ्या, पदांना दिलेल्या सोप्या चाली त्याच्यातील पद गाजली आणि प्रासादिकता आहे, रचनांमध्ये साधेपण आहे, गद्य आणि पद्य याचा योग्य समन्वय देवलांनी त्याच्यामध्ये साधला आणि या सर्व गोष्टी लक्षात घेता हे नाटक आपल्याला मराठीतील अतिशय सरस नाटक दिसतं. मित्रांनो, त्या काळामध्ये या नाटकाला हे नाटक बघून अनेक कोदंड म्हणजे नायक या अनेक कोदंडांनी अशा हे जे दरड कुमारी विवाह होणार होते ते बंद पाडले. एक चळवळ त्या काळामध्ये या नाटकाने उभी केली. या नाटकाच्या संदर्भामध्ये आपल्याला अजून एक गोष्ट सांगता येते की मुळामध्ये देवलाने नाटक सुचलं कसं हो? त्या काळामध्ये अनेक नाटकं देवलांची यशस्वी होत होती आणि ते अशा काळात आपली पत्नी गावाकडे होती, हरिपूरला ते आले आणि हरिपूरला आल्यानंतर त्यांना असं कळालं की बाजूच्या सांगली संस्थानामध्ये त्या एका संस्थानिकांनी तात्यासाहेब सांगलीकरांनी एका दरड कुमारी विवाह केलेला आहे आणि म्हणून त्यांनी त्याच्यावर आधारित हे नाटक लिहिण्याचं ठरवलं. त्यांच्या मनामध्ये आलं की शारदा जी आहे तिची जी मनस्थिती आहे, तिची भावस्थिती जी आहे ती कशी असेल हा विचार करून त्यांनी हे नाटक लिहिलं. मित्रांनो, हा विषय जरी कालबाह्य झालेला असला तरी मराठीतील एक अजरामर नाट्यकृती म्हणून संगीत शारदाला तोड नाही.
There is no doubt that this play had a major impact on the contemporary society. So much so that the Child Marriage Restraint Act that was passed almost 30 years after this play appeared on stage and which was spearheaded by Harbilas Sarda was mistakenly believed to be called the Sharda Act after this play. It is important to note that women's organizations had strongly lobbied for passing of the Sarda Act. Marathi theatre has time and again depicted the currents of social change. Today, we saw the first such play based on social issues. We shall meet next Friday to check out yet another play based on an important contemporary issue. Until then, keep reading.